Hi, I'm Melody Rackley, and I'm a realtor in the San Antonio and surrounding areas through Texas. And today I wanted to talk to you about first-time home buyers, specifically the pros and cons if you're weighing out the decision of if you're ready to buy your first house and, is it the right time, and some things to consider. So the reason you're probably even watching this video is because you want the idea of either having your own yard or your own garage or having privacy and not having people above you that stay up all night, stuff like that. But some other things maybe you haven't considered are going to be things like the fact that you can build equity in having a house. With an apartment, you're paying rent every month and you just never see that money again. No one's ever going to give you that money back. If you're buying a house, you're paying a monthly payment to purchase the home through a loan, but you have the option of hopefully getting that back if you sell at a good time. If you sell at a higher price, partly, it could be that, and you're just getting some of your money back that you put into it because property values have risen, and now your home is worth 30, 40, 50 grand more than it was a few years ago, and you're able to pocket some money to move forward into maybe your next purchase. Or perhaps, you want to live in the house for a while, and then you decide to rent it out, and you're getting residual income from someone else that's basically paying your mortgage for you. So there's several reasons on that end that it would be a good idea to possibly purchase a home. Another consideration are interest rates. Interest rates have been historically low for a few years now, and they're still strong in the beginning of 2018 when I'm shooting this little video. So it still is a great time to buy while interest rates are low, and something to consider, if you plan on buying now or the next few years, they don't project that they're going to go any lower. And in fact, some are forecasting that it's going to rise. So that makes it a great time to buy. You also have the freedom to do what you want with your own property. In an apartment, you may not be able to paint. You may not be able to change light fixtures out. You might not be able to have the freedom to do what you want. But in a house, you can have a garden in the back. You can do a lot of the things that you want to do. And, you not have to change that back or worry about it. And in fact, some of those things that you might want for your own taste are actually updates that are going to help you sell at a higher price point whenever you do go to sell and make your house more sellable. So on the flip side of things, that's some of the positive stuff that's exciting to think about in owning your own home. Some considerations, I won't say they're drawbacks because they're not necessarily, but one is that you need to have a fund for repairs. If your AC goes out, then you are responsible. You don't get to call a landlord and say, hey, come fix this right now. You have to handle that. You have to make the call and you have to pay for the repairs to be done. And with anything. Now, big natural disasters and stuff are going to be covered through homeowners insurance, and you'll have to pay your deductible. So that's another discussion to have is how much that costs and what that looks like. It does cost more to have homeowners insurance than it does rental insurance, but it may be a difference of between $50 a month to $100 or $150 a month. So it may not be as big of a swing as what you think it might be to cover a whole house for you owning it. Another thing to consider is job stability. When you own your own house, you don't have a choice of just getting out of your lease and moving on, or the lease is over and I'm going to bunk up with a friend. You own the house and you're responsible, and it severely hurts your credit if you're missing payments and you do stand the chance of going into foreclosure. So that's one of the more serious things. Now, if something were like that to happen, then perhaps you could rent out a room or two to friends to help you recoup some of that, to help you pay your mortgage, and you can get creative in that, or even rent out your house and move out for a while so that someone else is paying that mortgage for you, basically, if you're able to charge enough rent. But you do have a big debt that you've got to be aware of and responsible for. Another one is that if you think that your job may be taking you somewhere else, it may not be the right time to buy. If your job is, has a potential of relocation somewhere else and you have to sell right away, that may or may not be a good option for you. Some companies offer relocation packages to where if your house doesn't sell in a certain amount of time, they will purchase and then sell it for you. Some companies offer incentives to help you get moved, stuff like that. So it may not be as big of a thing. I mean, I do those deals all the time where someone's getting moved somewhere else, but you just want to be aware of that. That if it's an option, be aware of what that looks like and if your company is going to compensate you for a move like that. So hopefully a few tips from me today are going to help you kind of think through things. If you would love to explore this a little bit more, then feel free to give me a call or text me or whatever, and I'm happy to talk through this a little bit more and maybe hear more about your specific situation and help you kind of figure out if buying is for you. Because in a lot of cases, if you're renting a house already or some of these apartments, you're pretty close to what it would be for a mortgage payment anyway. And I'm happy to put you with a lender so that we can see what that payment would look like, to see if it's in your price range and a doable option for you. Anyway, I hope to talk to you soon. You check out my video library to hear more about the financing side of first-time home buying, and then I've got other resources as well. But as always, feel free to reach out to me directly so that I can talk to you and talk to you about your personal situation. Thanks.